Welcome back to this new edition of News Today. Without delay, let's explore the headlines first. Goods train derails between Valsad and Surat stations in Gujarat. A demand has sparked for a separate Bhil Pradesh. Delhi crime branch burst interstate kidney transplant racket. Minister of Home Affairs chairs 7th apex level meeting of Narco Coordination Centre. Union Minister inaugurated National Landslide Forecasting Centre in Kolkata. Kerala Forest and Wildlife Department released Elephant Population Estimation in Kerala 2024 report. In our first news, we are addressing a critical issue that concerns us all, the recent spate of train accidents in India. Just today, a goods train derailed between Valsad and Surat station in Gujarat. This follows the recent derailment of the Chandigarh-Dibrugarh Express in Uttar Pradesh and last month's collision between the Kanchenjunga Express and a goods train. Let's explore the reasons behind these train accidents. Firstly, there is a significant underinvestment in the railways, leading to slow network expansion and severe congestion, which compromises safety. Derailments remain the highest reason for casualties, with 1,127 derailments recorded between 2017 and 2021. Over 50% of these accidents are due to railway staff failures such as carelessness and non-observance of safety rules. Overworked loco pilots often exceed their stipulated working hours, increasing the risk of accidents. Unmanned railway crossings also pose a significant threat due to land issues and delays in the completion of road over bridges and road under bridges. To address these issues, several measures can be taken to improve rail safety. Accelerating the adoption of Link-Hoffman-Bush coaches can significantly reduce casualties during derailments, as these coaches don't pile up. Improving working conditions and amenities for loco pilots can enhance their performance and safety. Standardizing the location of signals based on visibility, braking distance, and train speed is crucial. Eliminating the remaining unmanned railway crossings on meter and narrow gauge tracks and accelerating the deployment of the Kavach train collision avoidance system can also make a significant difference. Several steps have already been taken to improve rail safety. Following the recommendations of the Justice Khanna Committee, a separate safety department was established to enhance train operation safety. The Rashtriya Rail Sanraksha Kosh, introduced in 2017-18, focuses on the replacement, renewal, and upgradation of critical safety assets. All unmanned level crossings on the broad gauge route have been eliminated, and all locomotives are now equipped with vigilance control devices to ensure the alertness of loco pilots. In conclusion, while the recent train accidents are alarming, the measures being implemented offer hope for a safer future.
In our next news, the Bhil tribe is making waves with their demand for a separate tribal state, Bhil Pradesh, which would carve out parts of Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Gujarat, and Maharashtra. This demand for a separate Bhil Pradesh is part of a broader trend in post-independence India, where various factors have driven the demand for new states. Let's explore these factors one by one. First, we have linguistic diversity, as seen in the creation of Maharashtra and Gujarat in 1960. Then there's cultural identity, exemplified by the demand for statehood for the Gorkha land region of West Bengal. Developmental differences also play a role, as highlighted by the Vidarbha region's demand for statehood in Maharashtra. Finally, there's the push for administrative efficiency, such as the demand for Harit Pradesh from Uttar Pradesh. Advocates for smaller states argue that they offer several advantages. Smaller states can provide better governance with more focused administration and quicker decision-making. Economic development can be more targeted to local needs, leading to better utilization of natural resources. Administrative efficiency is another benefit, as managing smaller geographical areas is easier. Additionally, smaller states can help reduce regional disparities and distribute power from larger units to smaller ones. However, there are concerns. The initial costs of setting up new state machinery are very high, leading to administrative challenges. Conflicts could arise over interstate river water, land borders, and other issues. There's also a risk of regionalism fragmenting and weakening national unity. Economically, the central government might face a financial burden, and smaller markets might be less attractive for large-scale investments. Plus, creating new states could lead to further demands for more new states, opening a Pandora's box. Constitutionally, the formation of a new state is covered under Article 3, which states that Parliament may form a new state by separating territory from any state, uniting two or more states or parts of states, or uniting any territory to a part of any state. In our next news, The Delhi crime branch has busted an interstate kidney transplant racket, shedding light on the troubling world of organ trafficking and illegal organ trade across our country. This bust highlights several problems in curbing organ trafficking. One of the main reasons is the high demand and low supply of organs. According to the National Organ and Tissue Transplant Organization, only 15,561 organ transplants took place in 2022, while the number of patients waiting for organ replacements is a staggering 49,745. Another reason is poverty. Many people fall prey to false promises of high payments and employment. The transnational nature of this trade, with donors and recipients coming from different countries, makes it even more complex. India also has a low deceased donation rate compared to developed countries, and there are inadequacies in the present policies regarding organ procurement. Illegal organ trade brings serious issues. It often involves non-consensual actions, undermines the donor's health and human rights, and leads to organized crime networks. Ethically, it reduces human body parts to mere commodities. So what steps can we take to address this issue? First, we need to tackle the root causes by reducing people's vulnerability and raising awareness about the importance of organ donation. Victim protection and assistance are crucial, along with cooperation with law enforcement agencies. We also need uniform legal and ethical guidelines for organ donation and transplantation, aiming for one nation, one policy. Ensuring fair selection of patients for waiting lists and allocation of organs is equally important. India has already taken some measures. The Transplantation of Human Organs and Tissues Act 1994 regulates the removal, storage, and transplantation of human organs and tissues for therapeutic purposes and prevents commercial dealings in human organs and tissues. Additionally, the Rashtriya Arogya Nidhi (RAN) provides financial support of up to Rs 15 lakh to BPL patients for the transplantation of heart, lung, liver, and kidney.
In our next news, we are focusing on a critical issue that has far-reaching consequences: the fight against the illicit drug trade in India. Recently, the Minister of Home Affairs chaired the 7th apex-level meeting of the Narco Coordination Center, marking a significant step in this ongoing battle. During this meeting, a new toll-free helpline called Manas or Madak Padarth Nishedh Suchna Kendra was launched. This helpline allows citizens to anonymously share information about drug peddling and trafficking with the Narcotics Control Bureau or seek help for drug abuse and addiction-related issues. Now, let's delve into the magnitude of the illicit drug trade in India. From 2014 to 2024, authorities seized around 5.43 lakh kilograms of drugs worth a staggering Rs 22,000 crore. India is responsible for about 21% of the global manufacturing of internationally controlled psychotropic substances and holds the title of the largest opiate market in South Asia. Alarmingly, narco-terrorism, which is terrorism funded by the drug trade, poses a severe threat to India's national security. Several factors have facilitated the growth of this illicit trade. The internet and social media have played a significant role in connecting sellers and buyers at the local level. The emergence of cryptocurrencies and darknet drug markets has further complicated matters, along with the increasing role of synthetic drugs in manufacturing. Handling this complex issue presents several challenges. India's geographical location places it near the notorious death triangle of Thailand, Myanmar, and Laos, and the death crescent of Iran, Pakistan, and Afghanistan, making it vulnerable to transnational drug crimes. Additionally, illegal hawala transactions and tax evasion add to the difficulties. Illicit cultivation of drugs such as opium within India further exacerbate the problem. So what's the way forward? Cooperation is key. Collaboration between international organizations, national governments, regulatory authorities, and private companies is essential. A strategic approach towards reducing demand and disrupting supply chain is crucial. India has already taken several measures to combat this menace. The Narcotics, Drugs and Psychotropic Substances Act of 1985 and the Prevention of Illicit Traffic in Narcotic Drugs and Psychotropic Substances Act of 1988 provide a robust legal framework. Each state and union territory now has an anti-narcotics task force. There is also a special task force focusing on the darknet and cryptocurrencies. Empowerment of border guarding forces, the Indian Coast Guard, and the Railway Protection Force under the NDPS Act is another significant step. In conclusion, while the challenge of combating the illicit drug trade is immense, initiatives like the Manas Helpline and coordinated efforts at various levels offer hope.
Starting with the next news, imagine being able to predict natural disasters before they happen. Well, today, we are one step closer to making that a reality. The Union Minister has just inaugurated the National Landslide Forecasting Centre or NLFC in Kolkata. This cutting-edge centre is set to revolutionize how we handle one of nature's most unpredictable forces. The NLFC will soon start sending out early warning bulletins to all states that are prone to landslides. By 2030, the regional landslide early warning system will be working nationwide. Alongside this new development, let's also talk about some other important initiatives regarding landslide safety. First, we have the Bhusanket web portal. This portal will help share important information about landslide hazards. It will also help with short-range and medium-range landslide forecasting. Second, there's the Bhuskalan mobile app. This app will quickly share daily landslide forecasts with the public. But what exactly are these landslides? Landslides are a type of mass wasting, which means the rapid movement of rock, debris, or earth down a slope. India is quite vulnerable to landslides. About 0.42 million square kilometers or 12.6% of the land area is prone to landslides. The Himalayas and the Western Ghats are especially at risk because of their hilly terrain and heavy rainfall. So what causes landslides? A few factors responsible are the natural causes like heavy rainfall, flooding, earthquakes, and snowmelt. But human activities can also be responsible, such as overgrazing by cattle, soil erosion due to loss of vegetation, terrain cutting and felling, and excessive development. The effects of landslides are serious. They can cause loss of life and damage to infrastructure and cultivable land. Landslides can disrupt traffic and isolate communities in hilly areas. They can also cause floods by changing river courses, blocking channels, or adding silt to dams. To manage these risks, the National Landslide Risk Management Strategy was developed in 2019. This strategy includes several components. First, hazard zonation uses advanced tools like UAVs, terrestrial laser scanners, and high-resolution Earth observation data to map landslide-prone areas. Second, monitoring and early warning systems are being improved to set alert thresholds and practices. Third, the preparation of mountain zone regulations involves creating land use policies and enforcing building regulations. Lastly, the stabilization and mitigation of landslides along with the creation of a special purpose vehicle for landslide management are key to reducing risks.
In a fascinating development, the Kerala Forest and Wildlife Department has released the Elephant Population Estimation in Kerala 2024 report. This report is part of a synchronized elephant population estimation effort across the southern states of Kerala, Karnataka, and Tamil Nadu. Such coordinated exercises are mandated by the Interstate Coordination Committee Charter established by these three states in response to the rising human-elephant conflict, or HEC. Now, let's dive into some key highlights from this report. The elephant population in Kerala has seen a decrease, dropping to 1,793 elephants from 1,920 in May 2023. A concerning aspect is the high death rate, that is 40%, among the juvenile elephants, those aged 10 and below, primarily due to elephant endotheliotropic herpes viruses. To mitigate human-elephant conflict, the report recommends conducting socio-ecological studies on the behavior of crop-raiding animals and establishing a permanent system to assess and monitor HEC. Speaking of elephants, let's shift our focus to the Indian elephant. One of three subspecies of Asian elephants, the two other being the Sumatran and Sri Lankan elephants. India is home to over 60% of the world's elephant population, with the highest numbers in Karnataka, followed by Assam and Kerala. These majestic creatures have some fascinating characteristics. They have a lifespan of 60 to 70 years and a gestation period of 20 to 22 months. Female elephants start calving at 18 to 20 years and lead their groups. However, elephants face numerous threats, including habitat fragmentation and degradation due to human settlements, expansion of agriculture and industry, human-elephant conflict, and poaching. In terms of conservation status, the Indian elephant is listed in Schedule 1 of the Wildlife Protection Act 1972, classified as endangered by the IUCN and included in Appendix 1 of CITES. Elephants play a crucial role in maintaining ecological balance. They limit the growth of vegetation, facilitate seed germination, and help in dispersal of plant seeds. They also improve soil fertility by aiding nutrient recycling and maintaining grasslands. A keystone species, elephants positively influence the growth of numerous plant and animal species. To protect these magnificent animals, several conservation measures have been implemented. Project Elephant, launched in 1992, aims to protect elephants, their habitat, and corridors. Various strategies to mitigate human-elephant conflict include electric fences, early warning systems, and beehive fences. Additionally, there are 33 elephant reserves in 14 major elephant states. In conclusion, while the decrease in Kerala's elephant population is concerning, the coordinated efforts across states and the various conservation measures provide hope.
In today's personality news, we will discuss Dr. Kadambini Ganguly. Recently, her birth anniversary was celebrated. She was born in 1861 in Bhagalpur, Bihar. She became first Indian-educated female doctor. In terms of her key contributions, she was a member of Brahmo Samaj. She was one of the 6 representatives in the first female delegation of the 1889 Indian National Congress. In 1906, she helped organize the Women's Conference in Calcutta. She, along with Kamini Roy, worked for a government committee to inquire about conditions of women miners in Bihar and Orissa. Her efforts resulted in India's first Age of Consent Act in 1891. She depicted values of courage, determination, and leadership.
As we wrap up today's main news, let's take a moment for some quick updates. Madhya Pradesh has secured the first place under the Best Performing State category in PM Swanidhi scheme. PM Swanidhi, or Street Vendors Atmanirbhar Nidhi, is a central sector scheme under the Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs. The Supreme Court agrees to examine constitutional provision granting immunity to governors. If we talk about Article 361, it's an exception to Article 14, which is right to equality, where presidents or governors are not answerable to any court for the exercise of powers and duties of their office. Bombay High Court overturns Maharashtra government's exemption of private schools from right to education quota admissions to disadvantaged and economically weaker students. The court observed that it was ultra-vires of RTE Act and Article 21 of Constitution. The Constitution 86th Amendment Act 2002 inserted Article 21A. New study by Bhabha Atomic Research Center scientists has concluded that concentration of uranium up to 60 micrograms per liter in drinking water was entirely safe. However, in 2021, the Bureau of Indian Standards had revised the acceptable level of uranium concentration in drinking water from 60 micrograms per liter to 30 micrograms per liter. Recent study demonstrated that plastic waste can be converted into electronic devices. It developed a chemical process that converts styrofoam into the high-value conducted polymer P.PSS. P.PSS is a polymer that has both electronic and ionic conductivity. As per Center for Science and Environment, nearly 2/3 of the funds allocated to the National Clean Air Programme or NCAP were used for dust management. NCAP was launched by the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change in 2019. New plant species Phlogaganthus Sudhanshu Sekhri has been discovered in Itanagar Wildlife Sanctuary. Itanagar Wildlife Sanctuary is located in the southern west part of Arunachal Pradesh, and state capital Itanagar is located inside the sanctuary. National Symposium on Bamboo was held to promote sustainable rural livelihoods, women's empowerment, and climate resilience through bamboo farming. Bamboo is the perennial and most diverse plant. It is found in tropical, subtropical, and mild temperate regions. Before we conclude today's bulletin, let's test your knowledge in our segment Test Your Learning. Thank you for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed this edition of News Today. For the quiz solutions and to download the PDF version of News Today, please visit the links provided in the description.